to meet ya.
Margot Robbie is a real-life badass with all the work she's done and risks she's faced to bring Harley Quinn to life. Which costume piece was brought to the team by Robbie, but then later called the worst mistake the actress had ever made? What scene prep helped provide Robbie with a new party trick? Let's check it out.
Bravo.
There was plenty of criticism going around when Margot Robbie took to the screen in skimpy and often tattered clothing as Harley Quinn. While director David Ayer has defended the choice, explaining why these costumes were used for the characters, fans were still upset, feeling the clothing over-sexualized Harley Quinn. When Robbie spoke up about the matter, she admitted that she didn't love how much the outfits clung to her body. Not only were many of these costumes revealing and quite tight, that's all Robbie had to cover herself even when performing intense stunts and wild action scenes. The actress did acknowledge the fact that every other member of the squad had much more modest costumes than she did, so she had the added struggle of being the only one on set in hot pants while the others were in full combat suits.
What?
This sequin shorts and hole-filled shirt is an incredible image, and it was actually inspired by a real-life rock star. Lead singer of the band Blondie, Debbie Harry. They didn't come to this look easily, though. Margot Robbie had to endure trying on around 100 different versions of the costume throughout the development process, but one day, Robbie saw a photo of Debbie Harry, and as soon as she saw the look, the actress knew that that was the style Harley Quinn needed for that scene. It's an amazing style and definitely suits the character, but that doesn't mean it was comfortable. Robbie had to work through performing in extremely tight and limiting clothing. As for the end result, we think it was totally worth the struggle.
Because that would be real classy.
Robbie was responsible for another key part that contributed to Harley Quinn's look. But after the fact, the actress wasn't the biggest fan. Robbie had tried working in a bunch of different styles of shoes to find what looked and moved best. One day, these slick Adidas heels caught Robbie's eye and there was no turning back. This was the shoe. Thanks to Harley Quinn's wild style, the stilettos were the perfect match for the costume and vibe Robbie was hoping to achieve with the character. They looked great, but as far as the experience of actually wearing them goes, the actress has called them the worst mistake she's ever made. Robbie had to endure the tricky-to-work-in shoes in major action sequences. While she did look great, working with the Adidas was a major hurdle and left her far more vulnerable to injuries. While others on set did complain about all their stunts and action sequences, Robbie wasn't shy to mention the fact that she managed to do everything in heels. If we had to go through what she had, we probably would have said something as well. Remember these spiky golden bangles Robbie wore in Suicide Squad? These bracelets may have looked great and totally suited Harley, but that didn't mean Robbie loved them. Much like the Adidas heels, the bangles caused Robbie a lot of issues and the actress hated wearing them while shooting. The Harley Quinn actress was continuously stabbing herself accidentally with the spikes, leaving her with way more small injuries than she could have anticipated. Robbie wasn't just performing being tough. With all the painful costume pieces she had to work with, the actress was exuding way more toughness than we could have imagined.
Look at me.
Getting into the full Harley Quinn look is an incredible transformation. But when filming Suicide Squad, Robbie had to endure an intense 6 to 7 hours of prep time doing everything from body paint, tattoos, makeup, wig, and costume. While it's a cool process, it wasn't fun or easy. Luckily, it was made a bit more manageable for the actress in Birds of Prey, where her prep time was about 3 hours long. What made it all worse was the fact that even after getting prepped, the Harley Quinn details continued to be a hindrance to the actress. While shooting amid loads of action and rain, the hair and makeup made it really difficult for Robbie to perform. Not to mention the fact that the makeup process often continued throughout the days as the actress needed to have multiple bruises and cuts applied with makeup, depending on which scene she was filming. In the 2021 The Suicide Squad film, Robbie performs a wild 4-minute action sequence. The incredibly impressive scene shows off just how skilled and creative the actress is. Her turn as Harley Quinn hasn't been an easy process by any means, but that doesn't mean Robbie hasn't brought her A-game, and in this sequence, it really shows. Director James Gunn has even credited that particular scene as one of his favorite pieces he's ever filmed before. This scene that sees Harley Quinn dumped in a vat of chemicals is far from comfortable, and during the actual filming of it, Robbie said it was the most unpleasant thing she'd ever done in her entire life. While the liquid she was in wasn't actual chemicals, it was a kind of sludgy paint that Robbie really struggled with. She at one point even found herself choking while trying to catch her breath underwater. Not only that, the liquid was getting caught inside her eyes and affected her ability to see. When she tried to open them, everything was masked with the treacherous liquid.
Whatever the result was, it meant that we got these great.
Filming her movies as Harley Quinn has been far from a walk in the park. Like many of Robbie's roles, she had to perform under tough conditions. The actress has done filming surrounded by explosions and gunshots, and has said it feels like her body's been in a war zone as a result of the chaos and natural reactions of that kind of threat. Robbie's had to deal with intense adrenaline boosts while performing, and even once she'd wrapped for the day, she's still found herself in a bit of a state of shock. For Robbie, being on set is sometimes described as the worst place, since she also suffered migraines since she was young. On top of all this, the anxiety and stress of shooting affected her ability to sleep restfully, resulting in an extremely intense few months every time she performs as Harley Quinn.
Number one, no one is like me.
Crashing into the water in a car is a terrifying situation in any respect. This was one of the most intense stunts Robbie had to pull off in Suicide Squad. Before filming the dangerous stunt, the actress went through extremely grueling and intense training with an expert free-water diver so she could safely pull off the feat. One of the skills she learned was how to hold her breath underwater for an extremely long period of time, and it comes in handy fairly often. Robbie now whips out the skill as a party trick, courtesy of Harley Quinn. Her commitment to training and embodying the character as fully as she can is definitely one of the reasons she's such an impressive actor.
I got to hold my breath for 5 minutes.
Margot Robbie does the majority of her stunts as Harley Quinn. 97% are performed by the actress in Suicide Squad. The prep and training she undergoes to perform these stunts has been grueling. 6 months prior to Suicide Squad, the training began with a hardcore fitness regimen, doing 2 to 3 hours of full body conditioning and toning a day. When it came to honing her skills for the role itself, Robbie has done gun lessons, boxing and gymnastics classes, and for Birds of Prey, a professional roller derby skater was brought on to teach her how to skate like a pro. The actress went full force with learning to rock out on roller skates. When we said Robbie's skills were varied, we weren't kidding.
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
The work Margot Robbie has put into her role is incredible. Her dedication is no small feat, and it definitely pays off in the end. Her costumes absolutely added to the character, but provided their fair share of issue for Robbie as well. Would you ever rock those Adidas stilettos?